Yo,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Super good. What have you like been up to? So when has the last time you've kind of like worked with WeTV? Like how's that like been? Like what's your life like been since all of that shit?
So obviously, I think like I moved to Texas,
Hmm.
and since moving to Texas, I worked with WeTV a few times. I did like a "Where Are They Now" episode. I filmed that last July, and then I went to Vegas in March and filmed like a commentary episode where I gave my thoughts and feelings on season two.
Okay.
And then recently they're flying me to Nashville to do this like YouTube series.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Like, does that seems kind of cool? Is that like something you want to do?
Not really. I
Damn.
just can use the extra cash, and I
Right.
definitely prefer to talk about other people and my thoughts on their life than to have the cameras like in my life.
Right. That totally makes sense. Um, so like the whole thing, do you see it as like a positive, as like a net positive, or do you see it as like a negative thing that's happened?
It really depends on the day. I mean, I think a lot of positive things came out of it, a lot of cool opportunities, but ultimately, like, I will always have this baggage of being on a show about, you know, dating prisoners. And because, there's one thing that I've always, like, been really upset about with editing, which is that they say I met him, like, on a website and I didn't.
Hmm.
And I always speak out against that. Most of the stuff I let go, but that one thing I was like, absolutely not. Like, don't do me like that, WeTV. So I always speak out against that, but like people still to this day like believe that, and it drives me crazy.
Did you
So
did you know him for like a while before that? Like, was that
yeah,
there?
I met him when I was like 12 years old.
Yeah. I heard all about that, and they were just saying you met his just to go like along with their story type shit because that's like what they want everybody to do. Is that why you think?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. It was really bizarre
Hmm.
when I watched myself on TV saying something that I didn't.
Wait, you didn't say it like they just like faked it?
Yeah, like not to get like into too much and get myself in trouble,
Right.
but if you watch it closely, you'll see that like it shows me talking, and then it switches to like me driving in my car,
Yeah.
and you hear my voice still, but like my you can't see my mouth.
Yeah, they do that shit all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
So, and that's the only thing I've spoken out about. And like the second that I saw my bio and saw that it was kind of sketchy, I called them and I said, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I'm not gonna go along with that. And I was always honest with them about not going along with that storyline. And I mean, they still work with me, so
Okay. And they did they change anything after like hearing the things you spoke out against? Did they like do anything to kind of make anything better, or were they just like, well, sorry?
no. I think that I mean by then the show was already like put together, and they
Mm.
couldn't really um, do anything about it. So they just had to deal with the fact that I was going to speak out. And I mean, it was stupid for them anyway, because before the show even came out, I had a decent following of prison wives,
Hmm.
and everybody knew my story.
Yeah.
So I think before the show even came out, I had around 5,000 followers,
Right.
which, is nothing compared to what like people on TV have.
Hmm.
But that's 5,000 people that knew how I really met him. And people are going to go in those like groups and speak out against it because that's what people do.
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Yeah. So,
Like with speaking of the following, like with having like, is there like a huge following change? Like, did that happen super quickly? Was it more of like a slow rise, or like the second that the episodes started airing, did you see like this huge follower growth?
I mean, it happened pretty quickly. Like I said, before I was ever on TV, I had like
Yeah.
5,000, and now I'm at like 40,000.
Hmm.
And the show aired over a year ago. So in a year and a half, basically, I've gotten um, 35,000 followers.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Like, does it feel different? Like, are you like shocked by it? Like, what were your thoughts on it? Were they just like,
I think honestly, like, once I hit 10,000, that was like kind of like cool.
Yeah.
And then that's when you're able to like post links and stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like now it's just kind of like whatever, like, you know, most of my followers are nice to me. I would say like 90% are nice. And then I have like 10% of people that like bash me and stuff. Which is cool because in the beginning it was very opposite. Like everyone hated me. And I think that has a lot to do with how I was portrayed on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Granted, like I will always admit, like I was crazy, but the show doesn't show the whole picture. So the show makes it seem like I'm upset that he came home at 11 o'clock at night and I wanted to watch movies, but that's because I wouldn't let them show the real stuff that was going on. And now I watch the new seasons and I'm like, well, fuck, I should have just let them show the real shit. These people are on here smoking crack and cheating on each other.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I didn't want to put our lives out there like that because Garrett was on probation and I cared about him.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, everything comes to light eventually. I should have just let them see that, no, I wasn't mad that he was coming home at 11. I was mad that he was coming home at 11 the next morning.
Right.
It was out all night with strippers, doing drugs, and, you know, hanging out with felons and whatever.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, yeah, damn, that's crazy to really think about that. But yeah, the new season is fucking wild.
Yeah.
They're going all out with these people. It's insane.
It's so crazy to me that people are willing to put themselves in like legal danger or even like relationship danger. You know, I have a lot of hate for Garrett. Well, not even really hate anymore. More just like I'm indifferent towards him. But in the beginning, I had a lot of hate. And now I watched, you know, like Michael, Sarah, Megan, and, you know, these people on the new season. And I'm like, wow, at least he didn't like fuck me over on TV. Yeah. You know, he could have easily been like, oh yeah, I got bitches that I'm cheating on her with. You want to film that? And like, he didn't. And like now he does, but like we aren't together and he owes me nothing. So he can say whatever he wants about me. But I do at least respect the fact that he didn't do it to me like and blindside me. Yeah,
absolutely. That's way fucking worse.
Yeah.
International television. Oh my God. Like, so with the people, like, only like, since like it's good that like tons of people like you, well, they probably obviously just see like your personality and shit because you're always like posting and shit and like going live and all this stuff. So they totally see, they're like, oh, this person isn't fucking the worst person ever. Right. So like, but when do you see like when things air or like if like, do you see like an influx of people commenting, talking shit randomly? Like if there's like, it airs or if they like do some shit like that or if they post something that kind of involves you, do you see people like coming over randomly, like a spike of people?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Every time there's like a marathon, I get a bunch of followers and a lot of them are mean. And pretty much what I always get told is I hated you on season 1, but then I followed you on Instagram and now I love you. And I'm like, okay, well that's, you know, great because whatever, but like that's because my Instagram is actually who I am. Yeah. And also some people are bored enough to take the time to like scroll through my Instagram and see like the progression of Garrett. Like the show doesn't really show much of what we went through together. And like I've seen people like comment things and say, wow, like you like knew his family, like you weren't just some thought that wrote him in prison. And I'm like, no, I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's almost like offensive in some ways. I'm like, do I look like I need to go searching through prison websites to find a man? Like,
yeah, it's like that's like a big thing. You're just like, oh, I don't want to be looked at as like somebody's like, oh, where's the prisoners at? Like, fuck that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had boyfriends before Garrett, after Garrett. Like none of them were in prison, and like that's the thing that bothers me is like this stigma of like prisoners are my type, and
that's
people
so
always
weird.
Want to get on live and ask, would you ever date another prisoner? Like, no, I didn't even intend to date the first one.
Right. Because you knew him before, right? So like, it wasn't even like that was even part of it, right? Like it was just like
like the prison thing was not like what attracted me to him. Like I mean, yeah, he's a bad boy, but like that's not what I liked about him. It's hard for me to speak on it because people just assume because I dated Garrett that I like bad boys, but like I mean, I've dated all kinds of guys, bad guys, good guys, like dorks, whatever. It's just, for me, it's all about the vibe and the connection, and him and I just had one.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with his rap sheet.
yeah, that's a pretty bad reason to be with somebody anyway. It was a tight rap sheet, dog. I appreciate that. Nah. Okay, so like so speaking of Garrett, real quick. So like, do you see that he's on OnlyFans, like slinging some dick? Have you seen that? Like,
yeah, I mean, people have told me, and like, I gotta say, like in the beginning, it sucked. Like people would write me and tell me things that Garrett was up to, and it's just like I'm trying to heal, and I don't want to know. But now I'm so far removed from it that it's like comical to me. So when people write me and say, oh, look what your ex is up to, it's genuinely that feeling of I dodged a bullet. And I know that like, no matter what, when you get broken up with or whatever the situation may be, everyone tells you can do better, his loss, you dodged a bullet. But like that's really the case here. Like he's such a loser, and it's embarrassing that I was with him and so publicly and for so long. And you know, I had a lot of hope that he would not become this person, but the things that he's doing and saying and the way he behaves now, like I don't know who that is. That's not how he was with me. Like we had our little fights and he would call me names and stuff, but he wasn't going around you know, being wild like he is now. I just, it's honestly funny to me. Like I think that maybe they should put him on season 2 of Life After Lockup because
I agree.
He's entertaining.
Yeah, see, like I haven't really like looked into him. I've just like had somebody send me his link to his OnlyFans, and I was like, no fucking way. So like, do you think, okay, like is that like a good direction for him? Like he's not going to go to jail for that, you know? Like that's not. It's respectable sex work, you know. It's not.
I mean, honestly, for him, I think, can he get any lower than what he already was? Like,
that's a good point.
he was sent to prison for 8 years. And, you know, obviously because I was there, he got out on good behavior. But, I mean, it's got to be hard for him to get a good job. He's working at the same restaurant that he got a job at during work release.
Damn.
And I mean, I don't know how much he's making there, but I'm sure besides his street pharmacist gig, he needs some extra cash.
Right.
And so, I mean, I think for him, it's like, fine, you know, I think it's gross. And like, if he were with me, that would absolutely not be happening.
Yeah.
And I would not be in a relationship with someone who is doing that. But for him, I think it's, I mean, like, good for you. I couldn't do it. I've like joked around with my friends and like the guy I was recently seeing. I used to send him my news, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna leak these, right? But like, I would be so embarrassed if that happened. And I mean, I guess like you gotta love the confidence of him and the girlfriend. They're both out there.
Oh, I didn't know. There's. I probably assumed there's a bitch involved. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So with like the healing and stuff like that afterwards, like, so obviously probably was way harder to heal with it being constantly brought up, especially on social media. But like, do you kind of does it feel like you kind of like live through that shit every time there's like a marathon and there's new people, like it keeps kind of getting like brought up? Like what's that like with the wave of these people kind of seeing you for the first time type shit?
Yeah, so I think that for the first year, that was the case. So we broke up November of 2017, and I would say, honestly, until that Where Are They Now episode aired, which was in November of 2018, I was still very, like, sensitive to it. Not really so much, like, missed him, but, like, new information was being presented to me. It was hard to see him with somebody new and being happy, because then it makes you think, like, wait, was I the problem?
Right.
But, you know, now, like, I'm so like disinterested in what he has going on. And so the other day I was with some friends and we were literally watching the Where Are They Now episode, and it was like watching someone I don't even know. It was just funny to me. Like, it was just regular TV. And so when it airs and people comment and say like things to me, someone recently said something to me like, wow, he could do so much better than you. And I used to get so upset and want to comment and be like, are you fucking stupid? Like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
He can do better than me. Like, I'm like super successful, like went to school, have a fucking good job, have tons of friends, have like my own apartment in one of the like the greatest cities. And you think that some guy that's on a sex website selling drugs and dating a wannabe stripper can do better than me? Okay. And then it used to bother me, but now I'm like, anyone who like really believes that is sad. Like, that's sad to me.
Yeah.
But what's worse than if they really believe that is if they're the type of person who just want to say something to like get a reaction. That was
about to say that. Yeah, they're probably just trying to piss your ass off too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't anymore. Like, I just laugh. I'm more offended by comments like when people say I need a nose job. Those bother me more than when people say like Team Garrett or something.
Right. Was it like really like all of the sudden influx of love and hate, even if it like was lopsided to hate in the beginning? Was that like super shocking at first? Like, what was that like initially to be like, was it kind of overwhelming?
Yeah, so I think like honestly, because of how things went down, I didn't really get to like grieve the relationship properly. Because I couldn't even really announce like that I was single, because like I said, we broke up November of 2017 and the show didn't even air till January of 2018.
Yeah.
And then I had to let it play out all the episodes. But actually his girlfriend ended up making herself known, and that's kind of when I got to finally announce that I was not with him.
Right.
Because everyone's like, oh my God, he's cheating on her. And I'm like, no, we've been broken up.
Yeah.
And then it's also like, I can't even post like a petty song lyric or a heartbroken quote or anything, because everyone's like, move on. He's over you. He's been moved on. And it's just like, it took the normalcy out of going through a breakup. And I was with Garrett for 4.5 years this time around. So, and I was engaged to him. Like, that's hard. Regardless of whether people think he used me or not, to me, it was real. So,
yeah.
That's why I think it took me so much longer to get over it. Was not only did I not really get to grieve it properly, but I had people constantly like critiquing how I was moving on. And even something like moving to a new state and getting a fresh start was a problem for people. So,
yeah. No matter what you do, they'll always like nitpick that shit, no matter what you pick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Damn, that's wild. Like, so do you think the social media of it is like, did you like, is that like the bad part? Like, did you have to have a social media, or could you have been like, nah?
I mean, for me, I didn't. So to give you like an inside scoop, the show pitched to me that I was going to be America's sweetheart, that Garrett and I, everyone was going to love us, and that we were going to be the A couple. We were, a good looking couple. We're going to defy the odds, and we're not fitting all the prison stereotypes and, whatever. And so when it aired and I was portrayed very differently than America's sweetheart, by then it was too late. I already was active on social media. I had gotten a following, and, part of what they wanted me to do is promote stuff. And I mean, I know who I am, and I knew that I would be able to win people over because they would get a chance to see me on social media and see who I really am. But I didn't know it was going that direction of everyone was going to hate me. I mean, I just remember watching season 1, episode 1. I had like a watch party with all my friends, and we were looking on Twitter at the hashtag Love After Lockup, and people were just saying so many mean things about me. And it kind of shocked me because in real life, I was just so passionate about Garrett in general, and just like prison like reform, and like I'm like the type of person, like I'm all in. So I kind of revolved my life around him being in prison and making it a better experience, not just for me, but for other women. And I would hold like get-togethers for these prison wives. I had like a group on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
My Instagram was about empowerment.
Jeez.
And so
they didn't they didn't add any of this shit.
No, they didn't.
They didn't give a fuck.
So,
that's crazy.
So then seeing all these people talking so much shit about me, it like really hurt, because it was like, damn, like I only went on this show because they made it seem to me like they were trying to rid prison stereotypes, and clearly like they went a totally different direction, and we see that now in season 2 and 3.
Wow.
But yeah, I just never expected that reaction, but by the time that it came, it was too late. Like I was already out there in the media.
That's wild. Like, so they didn't show you any part of any of the episodes? Like what was there like a certain episode that like made you go, oh fuck? Or like, did you right away, was it shown that it wasn't what they told you?
I mean, sorry, Penelope's making an appearance.
All good.
I don't know, like, I just felt like the whole thing kind of pissed me off, and I was drunk for most of when I watched season 1. I've never soberly watched season 1.
Yeah. Understandable.
But I kind of knew when I was filming some of the things that they would be like, oh, we're going to film this kind of scene today. That made me realize, like, I don't know about
how. Like, what do they say? Like, how do they? Like,
well,
what?
Because they only film for like 4 days at a time.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like there's a constant camera crew following us around. So,
right.
You know, they have certain things they want to cover and like share about our story. So they don't necessarily script you, but they'll just say, hey, like, these are the kind of topics we want to cover today during filming, which are, you know, your dad and Garrett's interaction, or, you know, talking about getting married or whatever, like things that they want to talk about. So that's kind of how it works. And I would catch things, but ultimately, like, during filming, I really didn't know all the shady things Garrett was doing. I still don't know all the shady things Garrett was doing. But I felt really confident in our relationship. So I didn't really care, because I was like, whatever. At the end of the day, like, I'm going to be able to share what's really going on our Instagram, or on my Instagram. And, like, we're still together. We're going strong. So regardless of what the show puts out there, like, I'm going to be able to share that side of our relationship too. I had no idea he was actually going to end up, you know, making me a fool. So I think I just went along with a lot of things to just get it over with. But there was like shady things that, you know, producers do. And one of them, and this didn't even make it to air, I don't think, but one of them was like, this woman was writing our names like on wedding bell, you know, like cans that you would tie to a car.
Yeah.
And she spelled my name wrong. And I got like upset. I was like, no, because you guys are going to try to pull some stupid shit and make it seem like Garrett spelled my name wrong. Yeah. And they were like, no, we wouldn't do that. I'm like, no, you would. And it literally said, like, Garrett and Joanne. And I'm like, how the fuck does she not know how to spell my name?
Jesus
like,
Christ.
Like, it's probably written all over their paperwork and stuff. Like, spell my name right. And that ended up not even airing. But I just had a feeling that they would pull some shit like that. And another thing that I didn't expect to get so much hate for was Penelope being in the crate.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was in the crate to protect her, because there's a lot of equipment around.
Yeah. People don't really think about all that shit all around there.
No, they don't think about it. And she was a puppy, and everyone was like, you're a dog abuser, you're mistreating her, poor Penelope. I had no idea the cameras would make such a focus on showing Penelope in the kennel. Like, that was the last thing on my mind. Damn. So, I don't know. It's just things like that you don't think of until you see them. Yeah,
it's hard to like think about like what people are going to point out when they have like an infinite amount of time to like stare at like the surroundings and shit or whatever like other people show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, people suck with that.
The shower cap thing. I got so much hate for wearing a shower cap. And, like, I just never even thought people would care about that the way that they did.
I don't even remember. I don't even recall that.
Yeah, people make fun of me all the time for wearing a shower cap. And I'm like, honestly, like, I tried the shopping bags. I've tried just putting my hair up. Like, I don't want it to get wet. We had a full day of filming later, and they wanted a shower scene. I gave them a shower scene, and my hair is going to be protected. And I'll tell you right now, still to this day, I have sex in the shower with shower caps on. I don't care.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with the shower cap. I got a couple shower caps. That's tight. So how did they present like a shower scene? Like, yo, we really need this for Love After Lockup. Like,
no, they don't really say that. They'll just be like, do what you would normally do, whatever. And I was like, well, normally, like, we would probably fuck in the shower. I'm like, all right, let's do that. So yeah, it's like for his OnlyFans. TV is real in the sense of like we're real people and we're doing things that we would normally do. It's just once the editing gets thrown in, you just don't know if it's gonna go left.
I gotta see where they fucking added. Like, is it a different chick saying like when you didn't say the thing about the meeting online or whatever? Like, is it somebody else?
I have no idea. I mean, it does sound like my voice, and I'm still no expert in catching things. Mm-hmm. I just caught that my face wasn't showing. Mm. And you have to remember, like, they don't just record our like face, like. They also record our voices. Yeah. And we could be talking and not being filmed, and we're still being recorded. Yeah. We have mics on. Mm-hmm. So anytime you have a mic on, you're being recorded.
Always mic'd up, yeah.
Yeah.
They got to get those good sound bites. Yeah. So like with your dad meeting Garrett, when that shit like kind of escalated, like was that they meet before that and they had to like redo it, or was that like a first time on film? Because that was wild.
I don't know if I can answer that.
All right, I'm gonna go with that was a second time. Definitely escalated. All right, cool, dope. That makes sense. Okay.
I mean, my dad, let's just put it this way, he's a star. He loves the attention. He'll give the camera what they need. Yeah. And I mean, he'll do anything for me. And like, I know he loves the attention. He'll get recognized sometimes, and he'll call me. I'm like, guess what?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So like, what did he think about like the whole show aspect? Like all of the, like it's such a weird, different path down life, even though like people would say like the prison, dating a prisoner aspect is, but even adding in like the reality show aspect is insane. So like, it's so different, such a different lifestyle. So like, what was his thoughts on that?
I mean, I've always been one to go down weird paths, I guess. Nothing I do really shocks my parents anymore. So they, like, before Garrett, before anything about prison or reality TV, I always wanted to, like, be a star, famous or whatever. Like, I did, like, theater classes when I was younger, and I would have loved the opportunity to be on TV. Like, my dad had me in pageants and modeling and acting and all that stuff. So when they reached out to me on Facebook and like offered this opportunity, like he knew I would take it. I didn't know what they were exactly gonna do, and Garrett didn't even really want to do it, but he just did it to make me happy. And I bet now he's glad he did, because he has a sex page.
Damn. Yeah. Jeez. That's crazy. What did your friends think, like when they were watching? Did you watch it with your friends, like all the episodes? Like, were they seeing how they were portraying you? Like, what were their thoughts? Like, how were their reactions like?
I think that we all just kind of laughed. Like, you know, like I said, I was drunk, and so so like we didn't really have like a serious talk about it. I think most of my serious conversations with my friends came more so from like the feedback I was getting. You know, there was just tweets and Instagram posts and Reddit pages and Facebook groups just attacking me for everything I did.
Yeah.
And I think that was hard for my friends to watch go down. So I know a lot of them would like have my back on the pages. And I think that was what was hard. Not really like the TV part of it, but just like the people actually saying awful things about me and them knowing like that's not who she really is. It's just hard to watch someone that you care about go through what I went through.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That totally makes sense. Like, do you like, you know about like 90 Day Fiance? Because like people like always probably like put these two shows into like the same category. Do you like follow that and like do all of these stars of some similar things kind of like, I feel like it's all like one group. Like, is it like kind of like one? Because is WeTV owned by TLC or like how is that?
No, it's the same production company.
Oh, okay.
It's just that TLC, I guess, didn't want to buy a prison show.
Damn.
Or something. I don't know. And then WeTV did. So it's just the same production company. I don't watch 90 Day Fiance.
I don't blame you.
I have watched it, but I'm not like an active watcher and fan. I know who some of the people are. Some of them follow me on Instagram. I follow them back. I know some of the storylines, but I don't like know them, and you know, I feel for them. I feel kind of a connection to anybody that's been on reality TV.
Yeah.
It's like I know what you went through, and you know what I went through. But even then, like as I watch other shows, I don't always catch stuff, and I find myself believing it.
Oh, okay.
Not really knowing like is that true or is that not true?
Yeah, because you got like the inside scoop. You kind of know what's going on with that shit. Like, would you ever like aside like so are you on TV like with new episodes like, or is it just the YouTube channel? Like
right now, it's just the YouTube channel. There's been talks about more stuff. I just don't really know what I want to do. I was recently like seeing somebody and he kind of had like a huge effect on whether or not I would do more reality TV. He's super private. And you know, now that we have ended things, I'm more open to it, but I'm very cautious this time. I want more of a say in like what kind of like shoots I would do, and a lot of producers don't like that. They don't like smart people. They want
yeah for reality. Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah. So like, are you allowed to like do your own thing? Like, are you allowed to like capitalize on the following you've amassed through them and do your own shit?
Kind of. I'm not like I'm under contract until November, I believe, with Sharp and and Sharp's the production company that does our show. Okay. So I'm under contract with them until November, and so I can't really do much without asking them. I don't even really know if I'm supposed to be doing this without asking them, but I'm just kind of at like the I don't care point.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, like they pretty much want their hands in everything that I do.
Makes sense.
So
cool. Do you plan on doing anything? Do you plan on like capitalizing on this following, not the same way Garrett did, but in like a less?
So my thing is like I don't really do this for the money. Mm-hmm. I just like I enjoy it. Like I like talking to people on Instagram and like, you know, I won't be the one promoting FabFitFun or gummy bears or whatever, like just because people get paid to do that. If I'm promoting something, it's because I actually like the product. And you know, I'm more so like people reach out to me with, hey, like this is my boutique. If you want a free shirt and you promote me, like blah, blah, blah. Like I'll do that as long as I like the shirt. Right. But I'm not just doing things for the money. Yeah. And at least as far as like Instagram goes, to be back on TV, like yeah, I'd need a good chunk of change because of the mental anguish that comes along with it. And also it's just really tiring, like 12-hour days of filming. And, you know, that's where I worry about the money. I don't really plan to like make money off of my followers.
For sure. Like you could totally do like videos on like what it was like to be on a reality TV show, because that's like so interesting. It's like so
Well, I got to be careful because some of it I'm under contract and I can't say anything.
Like even like forever? Like, or is that just till November?
I honestly don't know. I guess I should probably have a lawyer look at that.
Yeah, you should be like, and then just make money off them and be like, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Fuck We TV.
I mean, I've seen people like write blogs and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And about like their experience on reality TV. So I'm sure at some point it becomes like okay, but
Oh yeah, totally.
yeah, I just don't know when that is.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, I mean, this is cool. This is great. This is a good podcast. I appreciate it. Yeah. I think it's time to like wind this shit down. Yeah. I think that's pretty good.
Thank you for having me on.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm glad. I know that we've been like talking about doing something like this for a while. So.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Finally. I'm glad you don't care what they say. And just
yeah, I mean, I've done so many like different things, and I mean, they don't get upset. I mean, who knows? This could be the one time I get a cease and desist in the mail.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I'm still working with them on the YouTube project. I don't see there being any bad blood. Like, I'm not talking shit about.
Yeah, no, you were super good. You were careful too. Even like said shit you can't talk about. Like you were like, yeah, you can't talk about that. Yeah, I'm sure they'll like it. I'm sure they won't get too pissed.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll try and take all the money for it though.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't get paid, so.
Yeah.
I don't really do like nothing that I've done really I get paid for except for the stuff I do with them.
Oh yeah. Was it like good money or like just? I heard it's like 1,000 an episode.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. Is like I was supposed to like 2,000 and then split it with Garrett, but
damn.
I gave him some.
Yeah, no, Garrett, they're giving us $35 each, man. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, at one point he was like, I think we should like sign a contract in case you try to get over on me and like take off the money. And I'm like, you don't trust me? Like, we're getting married. And he's like, yeah, you're right. And now I bet he's like, I should have took that bitch to a contract.
Probably. I love that Garrett impersonation. It was very good.
Oh yeah,
very spot on.
I'm pretty good at impersonating him after so many years of hearing that.
Right. Dope. Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.